Hello everybody, I'm Jake P. Cynthia JP Films. I have raw edit number 4 for you today. I have 5 images and it's about football season around here. So I went down to my old high school. Not really my old high school. I went to high school 2 years ago anyway. But they are having football practice, so I went down, took some pictures, and we're going to edit them right now. So let's jump into them. Here is the first image. I think this is pretty cool. They're just chilling on the bench, having a water break. Now I know right off the bat that I'm using my 24-105, and I'm not zoomed in quite a lot, so I'm gonna do some lens correction there. Just fixes the bowing there a little bit. Now I'm gonna really pump up the contrast on these images. I think that looks pretty cool. And my line is definitely not straight, so let's go in and fix that. And I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks good. And I'm going to crop this in a little bit because it's a little weird. I'm going to go right about to his edge of his foot. Just pull that up. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And there is some green kind of moldy crap on the background there, so I'm going to get rid of that by killing the saturation on the green. There we go. That just about, oh my god, that's a huge fly. Anyway, let's bump up the clarity on this. Bump up the vibrancy. That looks pretty cool. I want to keep the highlights where they are. I'm going to drop the shadows even more because I think it looks pretty intense. I'm going to keep it just like this. I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I think that looks cool. Let's go to the next one. This is a little detailed shot. The ball under the center there. So once again, pumping up the contrast. Highlights, I'm going to keep the same clarity. I'm going to bump up just a tad there. Also with my vibrancy. It's really not too much I want to do to this image. I think it looks pretty good as is. Yeah, I like it like that. That's how I'm going to keep it. Boom. Next one. Alright, this one I kind of set up a little bit. There was an extra ball sitting on the sidelines. I'm like, I'm just going to go grab it and take a shot with it. So once again, I will pump up my contrast. Adjust my highlights a little. I'm going to bring up the shadows just a little here, or a lot. Bump up the clarity. Also the vibrancy. Not too much though. I don't want to make it look too fake. And yeah, I like how that looks too. All these photos are looking pretty good right out of the camera. This was a cool shot, I think. Took it with the 24-105, so I'm going to do my lens correction. You can see there how it fixes that bowing effect. You don't really notice it until you've edited at least one picture with that lens. When you do the lens correction, you don't notice it until you hit this button and you really see how it opens that up there. So once again, I will pump up my contrast. Keep the highlights just like that. Maybe dip the whites down a little. Clarity I want to boost up. Also with my vibrancy, I'm going to make this just a little bit warmer. There we go. That looks pretty good. And I think my line is off in this as well. So I will do this. I don't want to make it too much there. Nah, it's too much. It's really hard to tell with these wide angle lenses. Even though the lens correction does fix it, it's still on the edges of this image. You can see in the corner. I'm trying to point with my fingers. You guys can't see my fingers. Alright, here's the mouse. You can see how this is on an angle going in towards the middle, and so is this here. So it's really hard to find a level ground with these wide angle lenses. So just be careful of that. Alright, I think I like how this image looks. Next one here, an action shot of practice. And you can see my settings in the top corner here. I was using that 100 to 400, 4.5 to 5.6 lens. Oh wait, my settings went away. I want to see them. Okay. I was at ISO 640 with a 125. Oh my god, I can't even say these things. 2500th of a second here at 5.6. I think this is a pretty cool image. It kind of shows the whole story here. You got the lineman blocking, you got the receiver open right here out of focus, and then you're focused right in on the quarterback with the ball in the air. I think it shows the whole play the whole picture here. Alright, contrast. Bring down the highlights just a little bit. I'm going to have to bump up my exposure. I'm going to bring in my shadows. Let's bump that up. There we go. Vibrancy, also bring that up, and the clarity. I like really bumping up the clarity in these sports shots. It just makes them all look very intense. Bring down the white a little bit. I think my line for once I actually shot pretty good. I never shoot my line straight, so I'm proud of myself there. Don't want to make it too warm there. I think that looks pretty good. Most of these pictures came really good out of camera. It was really good light this day. So that's it, guys. Let's go through these full screen real quick. If it would load. There it is. I think it looks pretty good. It's really sharp. Next image. If it would load for me. Load for me. Please. There it is. Nice and sharp on the crate right there, full of water. Very hot. Here's the next one. If it would load again. There it is. Pretty cool. Next. There it is. Load full resolution for me, please. There it is. Pretty cool. And here's that first one. I think it's really cool and really intense. You can just tell from the lighting. It's like if you didn't process this image, it would look really boring. But once you fix it up and you make it look real nice, it looks really intense and really cool. Alright guys, that's all I have to show for you today. This was raw edit number 4. And I'll see you guys later.